Hey guys, just a quick heads up. I used to have two separate channels, one for the classics and one which was the filmmaker breakdown channel, which you're watching right now. So I decided to combine two of these together because I feel like it just makes sense. It's all about music, you know, but I will divide and separate everything through two playlists. So for the classic songs, I will obviously react mostly to the music itself, and for the filmmaker breakdown, I will look more to the visuals. So thank you for your understanding, and I'll see you in the next video.
I'm going to listen to the Charlie Daniels band, Simple Man. Anthony introduced me to them, and the first song I heard was The Devil Went to Georgia, and I felt like it was a very interesting song because I also listen to country music, but maybe like the more modern country music, and I felt like this was quite different than what I'm used to. Like, for example, Jonah Kagan, Chance Pena, Morgan Wallen, but he's like more pop country. Yeah, it was kind of different than what I'm used to, but I actually liked it. I definitely liked his message. I'm actually curious to hear if this song will be quite similar to The Devil Went to Georgia or like totally different. By the way, I'm Khan, I'm 29 years old, I'm a photographer and filmmaker from Belgium, and I just love music and want to dive into classic music, so thank you for sticking with me and watching my videos.
I ain't nothing but a simple man. They call me a redneck, I reckon that I am, but this thing's going on, make me mad down to the core. I have to work like a dog to make ends meet. There's crooked politicians and crime in the street, and I'm madder than hell, and I ain't gonna take it no more. Tell our kids to just say no, and then some panty-waist judge lets a drug dealer go. He slaps him on the wrist and he turns it back out on the town. But if I had my way with people selling dope, I'd take a big tall tree and a short piece of rope, I'd hang them up behind and let them swing till the sun goes down. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put the Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Well, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. An eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go and remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man. Now I'm the kind of man who wouldn't harm a mouse, but if I catch somebody breaking in my house, I got a 12-gauge shotgun waiting on the other side. So don't go pushing me against my will. I don't want to have to fight you, but I darn sure will. If you don't want trouble, then you better just pass me on by. As far as I'm concerned, there ain't no excuse for the raping and the killing and the child abuse. I got a way to put an end to all that mess.
Okay, so up until now, I really like this song. I really like what it's about, like that you don't have to mess with him, or like the locals over there that he's done with crimes, raping and killing of people, that he just wants to like live in peace. And I think that's a very important message, and it just goes to show that in each and every age, like each decade had its own kind of problems. Like at this moment, everyone is worrying about AI and all the wars. And I'd like to think that in the 80s and 90s, the times were better because people of my age are actually really like contemplating on whether or not to get kids. But how I feel about that is that I think each and every decade or even century had their own set of problems, and everyone probably thought that the time they were living in was not that good, even though it might have improved a lot compared to the past. And I feel like it's quite different than The Devil Went to Georgia, maybe because I listened to like the live performance, but it's so different. This is like more a typical country song that I'm used to. And like I said, I really like it.
Just take them rascals out in the swamp. I'll put them on their knees and tie them to a stump. Let the rattlers and the bugs and the alligators do the rest. Well, you know what's wrong with the world today? People done gone, put their Bibles away. They're living by the law of the jungle, not the law of the land. Well, the good book says it, so I know it's the truth. Eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. You better watch where you go and remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man. Watch where you go and remember where you've been. That's the way I see it, I'm a simple man.
Okay, so this was very nice. I personally can really relate to the lyrics of this song because at the moment in Belgium right now, and I think in Europe in general, I mean, I'm not a racist, not at all. I'm half Turkish myself and I live in Belgium. But I feel like whenever you go to a certain country and you want to live there, that you have to kind of take part in their social circles. I mean, not really their social circles, like you can do whatever you want, but just be accountable for your own actions, adapt yourself to the culture, the rules over there. And I feel like that's something we're actually missing this day and age. Like, there's a lot of politics going on, a lot of wars these days. And in some instances, we kind of feel like the police, the law force is like too soft in a way, because criminals nowadays, they know they can just act on crimes and that they won't get arrested. I mean, they would get arrested, but the worst thing they might have to do is like sit in jail for one day, or like just never sit in jail because all the jails are full and there's no place. So everyone can basically do whatever they want. And I think that's a real flaw in society. And we just gotta be able to protect our humans, like our local people, the people we care about, because we obviously don't want streets that aren't safe. I have an 8-month-old daughter right now, so I actually really want the world to be a safe place right now. And that's also one of the reasons why I started doing kickboxing like 2 years ago, I think, because I feel like as a man, I should be able to protect my family. I mean, over here in Belgium, we don't have guns. I mean, not officially. Like, we can't just go out and buy them. Obviously, you guys, like in America, for example, you need licenses as well. But even though you could have a license, we can't get those in Belgium, I think. So I want to be able to protect my family through martial arts. And like I said, I could really resonate with this song, with these lyrics. And this is actually something that I could listen to on a daily basis when I would drive in the car, for example. I really liked it. So I actually preferred this one over The Devil Went Down to Georgia. I mean, the fiddle playing in The Devil Went Down to Georgia was very impressive. He was just ripping that thing. But yeah, to each his own. And I will definitely be watching more the Charlie Daniels Band. Please let me know in the comments down below which one you would like me to listen to. I appreciate you, and I'll see you the next time. Khan out. Peace.